If you've ever wondered why so many men feel lost, aimless, weak, or emotionally shut down, then this is probably why. See, masculinity isn't dying, but it's being starved, and most men have no idea what they're missing until life breaks them. There's nothing really left to fall back on, right? So what we're seeing is we have a record high rates of depression, suicide, addiction, emotional numbness, and like this whole rise of soft men who don't have any direction. They've got no grit, no grounded sense of self. See, we're being physically safe, but emotionally and spiritually we're starving. Masculinity has become like a punchline almost, the dumb dad trope, right? The emotionally unavailable man or the dangerous toxic guy. For example, like Homer Simpson, right? Peter Griffin. Actually, I've written some other notes over here. We got people like Al Bundy from Married with Children, that used to be an old show, right? Um, Even like, yeah, Andy Dwyer from Parks and Recreation, like he's this lovable idiot, but he completely lacks drive and any kind of purpose. And then there's the overbearing, right? The toxic guys, the dangerous guys. And they're people like Tony Soprano, for example, from The Sopranos. Like he's just dominant, he's violent, and this power, it comes through in intimidation. Um, then, for example, you've got Patrick Bateman from American Psycho, right? Like, he's just this completely satirical take on this hyper masculine, status obsessed man. And look, this is one of the many issues that we face today. So, like, for example, a few of the other things is we got no initiation, right? We don't have any kind of initiation happening for boys moving into manhood, right? There's no rites of passage anymore. There's no challenge out there. We're not sending them out into the forest to go and hunt and gather their food. There's no elders that are saying that this is what it means to be a man. So, we end up growing older, but we don't grow up. We don't become the masculine men that we should be. Then we've got the whole problem of this being a comfort culture, right? So like we spend our days just strapped in front of a screen. We don't have to do anything that's challenging so that we can end up getting the life that we want. We don't have to hunt for food. We just tap on a screen that's delivered to our fucking door, right? We don't have any adversities. We're not forged anymore. We're just marinated in ease, in softness, right? It's like even this house that we're in, right? These buildings, like we don't have to worry about if we're going to be rained on at night, if it's going to be warm or not. Like, some people out there are homeless, and that is something that they're struggling with, right? And so, like, I'm not trying to dismiss that situation at all. What my point here is that the majority of us have such easy lives when it comes to our actual life, that we have the privilege of being able to sit and relax and be comfortable, and so that we don't have this need, this drive for more. And this drive for more that comes from an internal grounded place instead of just this materialistic obsession that so many of us have. We've also got issues with, porn and this whole performance culture, right? We learn masculinity through it. We learn masculinity through porn, through, say, Hollywood. So sex, we end up like thinking about how we have to perform for our partners instead of just being there, just being present in the situation. And then, like I said earlier, we've got examples of those fucking horrible men that we're seeing on TV, then there's no actual masculine role models, right? All we are doing is performing masculinity. So many of us aren't actually embodying it and becoming it. And so then we end up wondering, why the fuck do we feel disconnected from our partners, from our purpose, and even ourselves? Because most of us didn't actually grow up with any masculine role models, not real masculine role models, like actually grounded and powerful men, or mostly they were just absent, right? Or silent, or just completely out of alignment. So we ended up just guessing what the fuck that it is what we should do. And because we avoid discomfort, so many of us don't put any pressure on ourselves, right? So when we actually find ourselves in stressful situations, we don't know how to react. We don't know how to respond. We don't know what to do. So we end up collapsing. And again, this isn't because we're weak, but because no one's ever shown us how to handle these situations, because we weren't prepared. Now, the cost of this, we can see it all around us, right? I'm sure that if you're watching this, you can appreciate it too. We have a generation of men who just feel empty. They're directionless. are just reacting to situations instead of actually preparing for them or deciding what the situation is that they want. Then we've got relationships that are completely just falling apart because men can't lead or they can't feel and they can't hold space, not for themselves and not for their partners and not for their kids even. So we just have a generation of men that don't even trust themselves. So it's obvious that no one else is able to trust them either. It's not just about feeling lost, but it's about living without any kind of weight. Because when a man loses his weight, he just drifts and eventually he disappears. So here's what we need to do as men, as community, as brothers, as the masculine energy. We need to find a brotherhood or build it. We need to join men's work. We need to be doing this work together, collectively. We need to be around strong men, other men that are going to hold us accountable and lift us up and call us out on our shit. You need to put yourself under pressure voluntarily. Choose stressful situations, right? Whether it's training in the gym, whether it's fighting, whether it's just having that hard conversation, speaking your truth. Then create your own rite of passage. Initiate yourself. Do something that moves you from where you are to where you want to be. And lead and serve and just build something that matters. Stop just coasting through life. Stop just consuming in life. Build, create, add value to the world. You don't have to be perfect here. You just have to remember who you are, because masculinity isn't gone. It's just waiting for you to claim it. See you tomorrow.